and today we're back on PSN. Now, I can tell this actual story that I tried to tell about a minute ago. Yeah. Because it's definitely an interesting one. And I feel like it's worth kind of telling, because end of the day, it is kind of part of the channel as well, I guess. I mean, it was before I started streaming everything and all that anyway. In fact, I still have the phone that I started streaming with. I mean, it's completely broken, but I still have it. I have the second phone I started streaming with, actually. Well, no, not the second phone. The phone after that one I started streaming with as well. I can't remember which one it was exactly. It might have been the end of the first one. But yeah, basically what had happened was... I'll speak about it like whilst I'm grinding for prize wolves. But basically what happened was I've had phones since I was like 12 now, and I'm now 16. So 4 years. Might be 5 actually. Is it 5? I'm gonna say 5. I know it's a Christmas. Not very helpful, I know, but it's the most I can know. So it was probably about 5. It was a maximum of 5 years ago. Now, that I got the first phone I've had, which was a a Vodafone Smart First 6, which, looking back at it, at first I thought it was a horrific phone to use. But looking back at it, it was actually not a bad phone. For what I needed at the time, and there's no point of even spawning in. But yeah, looking back at it now, it actually wasn't a bad first phone. Yes, it could call and text, and that was about all it could do, because it had limited amounts of RAM, therefore it had a limited amount of stuff it could actually do before it started lagging out. I still get into that. The amount of times I tried playing Crossy Road on it, and that was about all I could do at the time. Couldn't listen to music or anything else on it whilst playing Crossy Road. But then I got a Samsung Galaxy S5. Now this was my dad's, so you know its case did come slightly destroyed with it. But by the way, can we just appreciate the fact that this is like my only other phone that I've had that you could remove the back off of, and I don't know why that's so significant to me. It's buzzing now. I'll get into that in a minute. But it was a pretty cool little thing. Yes, the case might have had something to do with that, because it was one of... Like, you could take the back of the actual S5 off and replace it with this, like, clip-on, like, flip case, which would replace the back and also be like a flip case for the phone, which I loved. And I defended that phone as being like my best phone pretty much ever since I got my XZ3 in February last year. It's already been a year I've had my XZ3. It's been an eventful year, I'll say that. Because I got my XZ3 in February on my birthday of 2019, on the 19th, for anyone who's wondering. And up until I got that phone, I'd happily defend the Galaxy S5 as being like either my best phone or one of my best phones. Like, that thing's definitely not at the bottom of the list of, you know, phones that I've had, because I've witnessed the Smart First 6, which I know I have just said, you know, it wasn't a bad first phone. But then again, if you compared all the stuff it could do with all the stuff the rest of my phones could do, well, I know it's more like basically aimed towards being like a first phone and a pretty basic phone, but then getting into, you know, pretty considerably higher profile phones straight after it probably didn't help, or probably doesn't help it, because straight after my Smart First 6 I went into the Galaxy S5, then I went into a HTC One M8, then I went into a HTC One M9, then an iPhone SE. Let's not mention how long that lasted. Yeah, it might have been 3 months. I got that on Christmas Day and I got sick of it, like, pretty quick. I didn't try, I tried to hide it as well. It's not even like I tried to hide it. It just wasn't, because, like, my thing was with my One M9, I'd basically use it all the time. I got my SE and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just use this thing for streaming and all that stuff. Or, you know, texting, calling, and streaming, basically. Which is what I use my XZ3 for, you know, now, apart from listening to music, which I did do on my SE. Like, granted, rarely, because I have my computer on, like, most of the time then. But at the time, it was also one of them of, you could tell my thoughts, because my thoughts toward iPhones were always kind of, like, I wouldn't say strict, but they weren't the best. And that's not, I mean, it is because I'm more of an Android person. But it's also more of a thing of, I like the freedom Android gives you more than I like iPhones. iPhones are very much, you know, you want, or you have them basically how Apple want them. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people can admit that. I know people with iPhones. I'm friends with people that have iPhones, and even they'll admit that iPhones are very much catered toward how Apple wants them. It's not as much, you know, it's not like Android where it's more of a thing of, it feels more like your phone. Because iPhones, for me, feel, you know, kind of more like it's Apple's phone, not, you know, your phone. Which I know it is kind of Apple's phone, because, like, they own the branding and all that. But it's also one of them of, a phone should also feel like the users, not the companies. Which is why I just haven't really ever liked iPhones. Like, you know, they can have all their, like, cool designs and all that. End of the day, they usually turn out looking either pretty cool and still not being able to customize them much, or looking pretty bad and still not being able to customize them much. Which is, I mean, I guess you could say it's just a given at this point, but it's also one of them of, why? There's so much that you could do with them. Like, yeah, there's so much you can do with Android. Like, customization-wise, not even getting into, like, the apps or anything. And Apple basically takes it away. And that's why I just can't stand iPhones, personally. You know, because I just like having my phone, I like having my phone with specific settings. Because then it feels a lot more kind of like my phone, not the makers. So yeah, it is one of them. That is kind of why I just like Android more than I like iPhones. I like having it feel more like it's actually my phone and not the makers. Anyway, going back to the story, like after my Galaxy S5, I went to HTC for quite a while actually. Like, I'm pretty sure 2 years. Yeah. Hi chat. So I mean, don't get me wrong, like, my HTCs were both amazing phones. Like, they were pretty close to topping it from the Galaxy for me. But they both had they both had problems that I couldn't get over. The One M8 had, granted these were both pre-owned phones, so I know they're not brand new, so I didn't get to witness them brand new like I did like my two most recent phones. Actually three of my phones, because my smart first got out brand new. But yeah, my One M8 didn't have the best battery life, and then my One M9 overheats pretty quickly. I'm pretty sure it's on my desk actually, like somewhere. I know it's in my room somewhere. Actually, it might be in this drawer. Can I move this drawer? Opened. If I can find it in the stream, I'll find my M9. My M8. But yeah, it's one of them where it's like, don't get me wrong, I loved my HTCs. I mean, granted, not as much as my Galaxy, but I feel like my Galaxy also kind of held a special place because, you know, there's just some other stuff that kind of factors in. So yeah, like, I loved my HTC One M8 and my M9. Apart from, you know, the two little things I just couldn't get over, being the battery and the overheating, respectively. Because the M9, I couldn't use the M9 for longer than like an hour at a time before it overheat. And then even then, if I was traveling, I had to get like this other little, I had to get like a pay-as-you-go phone. Or was it a pay-as-you-go? No, it was a top-up phone. Purely because when my M9 overheated, or not overheated, but when it got too hot, the battery on it would just deplete by like 20% a second. Well, that's what it felt like it would do. So I had to get this little black phone. I forget what it was. I think it was like a Nokia or something. And I had that as a backup for when I went on anything longer than like anything longer than a day, or even a few hours at times if I couldn't find a power bank. Because that was something that I had carrying around with me quite a lot with my M8 and M9 power banks, and it was one of them in the end where it was like I had to carry around that black phone a fair bit because it wasn't mine or anything. Well, I didn't own it. I didn't want to dare getting it. Hey, easy one. But that was quite a good little phone, just, you know, for using. It wasn't even like a smartphone or anything. It was like just like a Nokia, like brick kind of thing, but not a brick. You get the gist. So yeah, hi chat. And don't get me wrong, I still use that thing like occasionally when, you know, I'm in a rush and I have to leave the house, or, you know, I have to leave the house in a rush and my XZ3's all like on about 5% and I'm rushing around to find a power bank. It is one of them where, you know, I can pick up that thing and it will reliably last pretty much as long as I need it to. So that's kind of just one of them of, yeah, that phone as well is kind of a very good phone. Like, even if it was part of like a team up kind of thing, it never really bothered me that, you know, that was more of like a team up kind of thing, not even like a proper phone of mine. But then I got my iPhone. Yeah, that lasted 3 months. Because don't get me wrong, I like iPods. Yeah, I still use my iPod like on occasions and stuff. Like if I know I'm going to take like a fair few photos, I'll take my iPod with me. Then it just looks like my pocket's got a brick in it, especially my jeans, which I mean is all I wear anyway. And it's one of them where it's like, I'd carry on my iPod. Like if I know I'm going to take a fair few photos, I'll carry my iPod around, like without an issue. You know, I'll whack YouTube music on it, and I'll whack a few other things. Just, you know, if my XZ3 dies, I still have stuff to do and listen to and all that. And I'm fine with iPods. iPhones, oh, no. Cannot stand them as a daily driver. Can't use them. Probably never going to go back to them. Yeah, watch it. Next phone I get, iPhone. It won't be. I can tell you that now. But that was the other thing. I couldn't stand my iPhone. I couldn't use it for long periods of time in a day. And for saying then, my phone was on the thing of, 2 years, then you can change it. I was not lasting 2 years. Easy not lasting 2 years with that. Well, I know some people that can easily last 2 years with iPhones because they had iPhones and went to Android. Then they could happily go back to iPhones. Like they could happily swap between the two. Not me. I'm the complete opposite. I cannot stand iPhones. Purely just because the lack of the lack of being able to customize it. And then I got my XZ3 in 2019, and trust me, I defended my Galaxy S5 as being my favorite phone. Yeah, sorry Galaxy, you kind of got dethroned. I mean, it is still a close, it's still a close second. I do still love my Galaxy S5, but my XZ3 kind of just blew it out of the water within a day. But then to kind of end, top this whole story off, I thought my Galaxy S5 died, or I thought it had died in November, October, November of 2017. I thought it had bit the dust, and I thought it had it in 2017, October, November time. It got to Monday 11th, or Monday, May 11th, or May the 11th, and out of nowhere I faintly hear Highway to Hell by AC/DC, which is the last thing I remember listening to on my Galaxy S5, because that's when I started getting into music, a fair bit, pretty heavily as well. And that's the last thing I remember listening to, because if I'm remembering correctly, I had earphones in as it died, but as it landed the battery came out, which in theory would turn it off fully and would then mean it would kind of close the app. Because that's the other thing, I can't remember exactly what app it uses or account. I can't remember what accounts it had on it, or photos or anything. So really any photos from 2017 are gone for me. I mean, there's still a few on Instagram, but really the majority of them are on that phone, and I can't get them, which doesn't really bother me, because back then I didn't really take any photos. I still don't now, the zero then. I take more photos when I'm abroad and stuff, but I thought that phone had died back in 2017. It got to May in 2019, May the 11th, today. Out of, just very, very faintly, I could hear the last song that I ever remember playing on that phone being Highway to Hell from AC/DC. And it wasn't my XZ3 playing it either. It was my Galaxy S5. I kid you not, out of nowhere, my Galaxy S5, which I thought had died, and to this day still has a dead screen, in a way, of it just won't turn on, and the rest of it will. I thought my Galaxy S5 had died. Until today, when I very, very faintly hear Highway to Hell playing. And it did scare me. Because it wasn't my phone, and I knew no one else really listened to it. And my dad, being like the only other person who would listen to it, was out. But I could still very faintly hear Highway to Hell playing. And it was definitely in my room. You know, where I spend most of my time, and I didn't get up and touch this thing for over, like, 2 years. Like, you know, it's been over 2 years since it died. And I haven't touched it. And then today I faintly hear Highway to Hell playing. Hey, got it. So I get up and go over to the only phone it could logically be, because my HTC One M8 is dead and has been dead for ages now. And so I get up and go over and check my Galaxy S5 to see if, you know, that's the thing that I can faintly hear playing. And I even go to try to turn up the volume. And to my surprise, it turns up its volume, and I can hear Highway to Hell at a louder volume playing. And I'm like, I'm just stood there in complete shock that 2 years after I thought it had died, my second favourite phone I've ever had is basically revived. In a way. And I can tell you now, like, because I know Vodafone have, like, recently brought out this thing where, you know, you can have 2 SIMs tied, or, you know, you can have multiple SIMs tied to, like, one number. If I could ever get this Galaxy S5 working again, like, properly, like, with the screen and everything, I'd happily set that up with my Galaxy S5. No joke, I'd actually spend the time setting up my Galaxy S5 again and doing that. Hell, I'd probably go out on my way to find, like, another one. Because I can tell you now, that Galaxy S5, yeah, it was definitely a phone. And I ain't ever gonna deny it. You know, that it was my favourite, like, one of my favourite phones. So we can get the volume on. There you go. That's my Galaxy S5. But yeah, it's definitely one of them of, like, if I could even find another Galaxy S5, I'd happily replace that one. Actually thinking about it, I might actually try and do that. Because that is one phone that I definitely would not mind having back. Sure, so I didn't even look at challenges. I really need to get out of the mindset of you have to hit the trigger every time. Yeah, it's one of them. It's like if I ever had the chance to either pick another up or fix one I have, I'd, do it. Genuinely kind of without a second thought. Because it's not a bad phone, don't get me wrong. It's definitely one of my favourites. I think my right eye's gone again. No, I'm dead. Damn it. I actually wonder how much is one's pick up. Because honestly, I would happily do it. No, get out! Out of fight. I need you to work for once. I was about to say I cannot afford to take any damage now. Oh, we've got this. Also completely did not know that you can make that jump. You kind of learn after a while that there's some stuff that you can just do in this game. How much is a Galaxy S5 actually? So look on Amazon. Probably the most logical place to look. For something that ancient. That'd be it. It's 70 quid. I'm not saying anything. But what if I was to acquire one? Because I might well just acquire one. Find a new lobby over there. Let's see saying 90 for 16. Huh. But I could get a SD card. That's unlocked as well. Huh. I ain't gonna lie. Altrincham. Galaxy Type 5 S5e. Where? Nowhere near where I'm at. Birkenhead. Nope. So yeah. It's definitely one of them phones though that's like, not only does it carry some very good memories, it's also probably one of my favourite, considering it still has a headphone jack. And apparently my DualShock's lost all its charge out of nowhere. See, I can't do anything on this team. I don't know who to play. Sunflower. Hey, you game. Yep, I'm getting all that. Why are the other two over here? No, you're not both meant to be over here. God help me. But I'm just saying, I might acquire a new one. I say new one, they don't make them anymore. but I may acquire one. So, yeah. Never have I known a gardener so low. On the second wave. What time is it? It's 9:30. I need to stop streaming later in the day. No, right. I like playing this game later in the day, but the minute my sleep schedule is all a mess. Not because, you know, I stream later in the day or anything. Fine, maybe because of that. But on my own. Completely not setting music up. Yeah, I'm a sucker for setting music up in a stream. In my way. On a DK. You're playing Snapdragon. You should not have any fear of a scientist. Never mind an NPC. Well, if it's a scientist with the new upgrade, then it's understandable. Anything else? Need heat? No, you don't. This thing does. You don't. Going through looking for one. Perfect. Oh, I've got an itchy foot now. On my own, devil, leave me alone. Summer's like I found a friend, was in it for the bitter end. Chances. That's about all I know that. Still. Temptation's high, comes out right. Out a little more time. Turn off the lights, turn off the lights. Off the lights. Be surprised how much songs I know fully that are on my playlist, and I missed all of them shots. Great. I've got, and now I'm not. My time. Vanquish Yeti imps. Need securities. Oh, healing abilities come in handy. I'm dead. I'm so dead. Told you. Damn it. Turn it off for now. It's a Samsung I'm on about. I could theoretically try and reinstall its software. Because if it's a software issue, all I'd have to do then is find its software and reinstall it. What is this? I'm getting bummed by Yeti imps here. I'm getting bummed by half the zombies as well. Now, I've just been revived and I'm about to die again. Like, it's actually typical. I'm on 23 HP and I've just been revived. Like, what is this? Vanquish the Ragnar imp. This one's probably my most hated one. I just appreciate how if you're up close, Sunbeam does 1 more damage. Yep, that's me out. Oh, now the devil won't leave me alone. It's almost like I found a friend. Leaning for the bitter end. Chin says, and then eye goes. Temptation's high. It comes out dried. Time to know the lights, the lights. I can't listen to this song without thinking of Blue Exorcist. Just because of the start of it. That's the only reason. I saw that one TikTok because a mate sent it to me. And then I found it again a few days later. And ever since, I've been, like, whenever I've been listening to this song, I've had it stuck in my head. It was just Blue Exorcist, and it's like, go away, because you're tempting me to watch it again. And as good as I think Blue Exorcist is, I'm not really... Oh, he's here. You know, as good as I think Blue Exorcist is, I kind of want to watch other stuff at the minute. Actually, speaking of watching other stuff, I did get all of Beastars watched last night. Yes, it's only 12 episodes and one season, but I got it all watched last night, and I think it's one of them where it's like, meh, it's alright. Put it like that. I enjoyed it. Definitely enjoyed it. I found it interesting. So yeah. Oh. I was about to say you can 3-cycle him. I'm pretty sure that was a 3-cycle then. But he pulled off on him. UK sales chart, what? Survive. Pony. What? Hang on. Never. Final Fantasy VII Remake's apparently been kicked off the UK sales chart as Grand Theft Auto 5 gains ground. How? So, just put it into context. Animal Crossing New Horizons is first, then Grand Theft Auto, then FIFA 20, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Luigi's Mansion 3, Red Dead Redemption 2, Minecraft, then Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. How? How? Final Fantasy VII Remake moves 3.5 million copies. Jesus. It's probably one of the fastest selling PlayStation exclusives. I thought Spider-Man was the fastest selling one. I feel like it's going to be something like Crash or Spider-Man. Because people were pretty excited for them too. Actually, Crash, Spider-Man or Spyro. Bless me. I could not cover my nose on. Oh, yeah, we're on zombies. Can't stop pressing the trigger each time. It's really annoying. Let me have a look. So. Yeah. It's one of them at the minute. Actually, before I end this stream, get off. I'm gonna make some more. Like a Marvel public. It's not really not a jump you can make. Lonely. Join us for the fight. So bite. I always get that wrong. Not even any pity experience for that. Shame. Let's get friendly, feeling festive. Join by Christmas. I don't know what to watch on Netflix tonight. Don't ask me where that came out of then. It's just one of them of like, now at the minute I'm just going to bed and watching Netflix. Like, way more. Like, it used to be a thing, I'd go to bed and watch YouTube. Nope, not anymore, apparently. Apparently now I do Netflix. More, so, So it's not even like it's in the day as well. Like, it's primarily in the night. So last night I got Beastars what I like fully watched. Start of episode 1 to end of episode 12. It was like, I don't think I've binge watched I should say that I've binge watched Blue Exorcist a few too many times in the last couple of weeks. How I didn't get a stun off of that, beyond me. But I got a stun off of that. Eddie, get to know me. Tonight, lonely. Hey. I'm not like 8 prize balls. If I get 2 more prize balls this game, very nice. Because then that'll permit us to. Actually, wait, can we get? We can get onto the final page. Meaning on Friday, whenever it is, we can finish engine, or we can finish like corner engineer or something. Then we'll have them done. Oh. Yeah, we're getting the upgrade this week. I know it's like a week later than I kind of wanted to, but if I've planned this right, we should be able to get it this week. To be honest with you, I'm very tempted to go with corn next. I'm sat here now thinking trying to think of who's going to be the quicker one to do. Half of me's trying to say corn. Right, because I think that one's easy going to be the best one to do. We'll put that on. I need one more. The last one's a bit dull. No, that's even worse. If I was to have a graph on how to make this worse, it would be this guy. This guy would be at the top of that graph. Of how things could just take the biggest turn for the worst. Or that. Damn it. Kazi. Should have backed out. I'll do that now. I have a promotion to do, Sunflower. Completely didn't forget. Snakes. Sweet line. I remember the memories mess with my temper. Your killing isn't justified. To my man, I'm terrified. That's why this is all I do. Well, not all I do. Like one of the things I do just when I'm sat around. I just sit and just mess around with the Rubik's Cube. Each one of them. Right, let's go on to the next page of the prize map, shall we? Sha la 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 la. 5. So now we need 28, 25 actually. Guys, we're gonna do it. This week, we're doing it. Steam Blast upgrade your mine on probably Friday. Who's waiting for me there? But right now, I'm gonna make some of and streams public. Like right now, as we're sat here. It's just the way to Amarillo. Been hugging my pillow. Dreams of Amarillo. Wait for me. The way to Amarillo. Running like a willow. Over Amarillo. Wait to me. La 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 boom boom. 7's live. We'll do part 7 and 8 today, and then tomorrow I'll do 9, 10. Because to be honest with you, the 10th part ain't gonna be that long. It's like an hour long. Purely because the 9th part's like 3 hours long. We made it through this prize round pretty quickly this time though. Like usually it's like the last day or two I have to make it to the end. But plenty of time. I can start grinding for the next one. Which actually thinking of it, I'm probably gonna do. Because if you ask me, personally I think is a character next. Just because of the way the wizard landed with us, and you know how it said nothing at the end of that roadmap like it does with this one. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Don't quote me on that because it may be wrong, it may be right, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna see you guys later. Peace.